So, like the title suggests, what I'm about to do is break down the daily routine that I use that's, I would say, responsible for helping me make seven figures within ecom. And it's kind of like my default factory state. So, I do changes to it throughout the year. I try new things, I add things, I remove things, but when push comes to shove, this is the default programming I will resort to, I will go back to. So it all kind of starts the night before for me. I'm a person that does my workouts in the evening because I believe my mornings are best spent when I'm, the first 90 minutes after waking up is when you are just laser locked in and focused. So I don't believe in spending that time, that little cheat code I get on a workout. I would rather do a workout at the end of the day when I'm more mentally fatigued, and then I use this workout to help me sleep. So I work out and then I come home, and with a bit of pen and paper, I plan out the next day. Because when I'm at the gym, I would have been pretty hard on myself, okay? I will be pretty truthful with myself. How did the day go? Did I get enough done? And no matter what I do, I'm always pretty disappointed. I know I could achieve more. So with my pen and paper, I will write down the tasks for the next day. And these are my non-negotiables. I always get my to-do list done. And to do that, I don't put fluff on it, right? I don't put brush teeth, make my bed, have a shower, put some listings up on Etsy, put some upsell products on Shopify. I don't do any of that, right? These are core laser focused tasks that are do or die. These are essential to get done in order to keep the cog moving. Now, in order to have a successful day, your sleep and your evening routine needs to be really, really worked on, okay? So you don't want to be having a bad quality sleep. Right? You'll think, why am I having a bad day today? Why these past couple of days been really bad? I've been so sluggish and I haven't been productive. And it's like, oh wait, no. Yeah, I got 4 hours sleep. I got 5 hours sleep. I had a terrible night's rest. So if your sleep is bad, your productivity levels are going to be bad. So I always start by ensuring I have a good quality sleep. And I do that by my bed is only for sleeping. If I'm in bed, I plan on sleeping. It's the end of my day, okay? I don't read in bed typically, and I don't work in bed. I don't eat in bed, and none of that, okay? If I'm in bed, it's for sleep. Something that's also helped massively with my sleep is I track everything on my Apple Watch. Now, you might have an Oura Ring, a Whoop strap, Fitbit, right? Something like that to track your sleep, and it really does work. Knowing your sleep, quality, and you can try different things before going to bed, okay, and see what the impact that has on your sleep quality to see what works best for you. And having a way to track that is fantastic, right? There's like people that say if sleep wasn't necessary, it would be a banned supplement because of how powerful it is. So the better quality sleep you have is the better output, right? Some little cheats I do is I take a massive spoonful of honey before I go to sleep, and I try and eat like 25 pistachios, right? Like I enjoy the process of deshelling them. So these are just like raw, unsalted, just straight up normal pistachios. And I just sit there, I'll unshell them, and I eat them, right? I find it kind of relaxing. And those two things alone really increase the quality of my sleep. The pistachios are great for melatonin. The honey just really helps with a quite deep sleep. And then I take magnesium. Now, this one is also kind of controversial, I guess. I like to drink like a liter of water before I go to sleep. And that's basically to ensure I wake up. And when I wake up, I jump out of bed because I need to go to the toilet. I remember reading a book, and it was a guy who was doing his SAS selection. And he said, I would just constantly drink water. I'd be drinking water, so I was pissing constantly clear, because then I knew hydration wasn't an issue. And he would drink loads before going to sleep, and he would wake up early. Okay? That meant he could get ready, he could go out and do whatever he needed to do, and being woken up wasn't a surprise, and he'd fill up his water, and if he could, he'd go back to sleep, right? And obviously, if you know SAS selection, sleep is very limited as it is, but that was just what he did, right? It's such a powerful thing. You're going to just really work on your insides, flush out toxins, stay hydrated because you lose so much water in your sleep, and it will increase the quality of your sleep, in my opinion. If water isn't helping you jump out of bed in the morning, set your alarm for like an hour before you ideally want to wake up. If you want to wake up at 6 every day, set it for 5, wake up super sluggish. By your bed, have caffeine tablets and some water, and take a caffeine tablet with a bit of water, then you'll fall back asleep. Then when you want to actually wake up, you're just going to be forced awake with such energy from this caffeine tablet. Not a long-term solution. I don't advise doing that too much, but it can work. Now you're awake. Now it's time to do work. Remember, those first 90 minutes of the day after waking up are crucial. So we are going to fully utilize them. We're not going to wake up and do some meditation, have a shower, and cook breakfast or whatever. We're going to wake up and we're going to go straight to our computer. Okay, and we're going to do the first work block of the day. And guess what? We already know what we need to do. We've done our to-do list. Our to-do list is there. We look at it, first task, boom, finish it off. Okay, and have a stopwatch and set it for 90 minutes. Right, so set it from 0 so it counts up to 90 minutes, I should say. And once those 90 minutes are done, pause the stopwatch and then go back. And because this is work block 1, I like to set a stopwatch, from 0, and I keep it going until 90 minutes, right? And this is a trend I do throughout the day. All of my work blocks, I time, right? And I do it continuously. So I know, okay, I've got 90 minutes of prime lock-in time, right? Can I get task 1 done of the day? Should do. Can I get task 2 done? I'll give it a good shot, right? So now my morning is off to a great start. I have my stopwatch going, and what I do at the end of the day is I look back. What did my stopwatch get up to? Because I know when that stopwatch was running, it was deep work only. And then I can look at it and go, okay, yes, I got 11 hours of deep work done today. Brilliant. That then just helps me sleep a little bit better, knowing today was a productive day. If it was a 6-hour work block day, I look at it and I go, I haven't really earned this sleep, but I know I need to get it anyway. Typically after like work block 1 for these 90 minutes, I will sometimes go and have something to eat, right? Otherwise I will fast for till 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But what I've been doing is I go to coffee shops. I work from a coffee shop 3 or 4 times a week, okay? And I work from a coffee shop for about 3 hours. So I'm just consuming caffeine, and I try and find something healthy on the menu. Normally it's like granola or whatnot, but if it's just coffee will keep me full until my first meal of the day. And I find if I delay that first meal of the day, being hungry is then an extra driver to push me to getting this to-do list done and being as productive as possible. Now I actually want to talk about my approach to work. So say there's like an end product and I need to build the entire funnel. I need to do the marketing. I need to put everything together, the resources, then build the product, then sell it. Right. So say you're building a SaaS. You're building a SaaS. You make a cool website, right? You build the product. And this takes huge amounts of time and energy, right? So you build the website, you build the product, you build everything else you need, you build the team, and then you go and launch, but the launch flops. No one's really interested in it. My approach to this would be, I'd build the website, and then 90% of my effort is now on marketing. Can I get people to this website for this SaaS and do some waitlist style, thing where everyone who joins the waitlist will then get X free credits when it launches. And based on the demand based on how many people would join that waitlist, how many people would be interested in that, this applies to drop shipping, right? If you're launching some sort of supplement brand, beauty brand, whatever, can you get people interested in the product before you've actually got the product together? Okay, now you're assigning 90% of your energy to testing the waters. You now know when I put my energy onto the finished product, right, it's actually going to have a customer base, a use case for it. So you're not going from project to project to project, just leading to entire huge amounts of burnout. No one wants that, right? you might struggle with clarity. You might not understand, well, what is my actual end goal? What is my purpose? What do I want to spend my time on? What business do I want to build? I've been there. I know what that's like. I still face it regularly. Okay, am I happy with what I'm doing? What else can I be doing? What I like to do is a couple times a week, I essentially lock myself away. And to get into my Zen state to do this effectively, I go for a cold shower. I come out, I do some stretches, I do some body weight workouts. Then I do a bit of meditation, and then I lock myself away in a room, right, away from technology with a pen and paper. And I lock myself away for about an hour. And with my thoughts, with no outside noise, nothing on, just whatever's happening, floorboards creaking, pipes whirring, I then just find, okay, I open my mind. And I can think about stuff that you wouldn't think of otherwise. Like when the mental distractions and the physical distractions are away, your mind can open up. It can actually fully analyze everything. And you can just sit there, you can just breathe, you've got your pen and paper, and you write down whatever comes to your mind. And in the moment, it won't make sense. It won't flow. Okay? It's going to be idea A followed by idea Z, then C, then D, then some more points for bullet point A, for idea A. That's fine. You write down absolutely anything and everything you possibly can think of when you're in this Zen state. Once you come out of that room, write everything up on your computer. Right? Have a Google Doc. Write everything down, organize it, and spot the pattern. Okay, what am I trying to get at here? What do I want to do? Am I wasting my time focusing on this? Why am I doing this anyway? What's the goal there? Am I doing that for fluff? Am I doing that because I feel kind of productive when I do it, but there's no real end goal, right? But I'm putting less energy on this, which is actually making me money, and I could be making more, but I thought I was unhappy with it, but it's actually because I'm being burnt out from A. So let's just scrap A. Let's stop worrying about that, and let's put A's energy into B. That's where I actually want to be. That's actually what's going to live the life I want. And doing this exercise, you kind of learn more about your true self, about who you are, about what you do and what you know, and how you judge yourself, right? And this time is sacred, right? When you're doing it, if you live with some friends, you live with a partner, you live with family, just say, hey guys, look, I'd appreciate if you just didn't distract me for the next hour. I'm going to be a little bit busy. Can you possibly keep the noise down? If people won't do that, maybe it's a bit too busy, find a time when they're out. Okay, go sit on a park bench. Listen to the birds chirping and have your pen and paper. That's fine. But for me, if I follow everything and I end my week having done this every single day, a couple of my Zen states where I know everything down, I've been to coffee shops to change up my environment and get some work done there, mate, that is a production hack. Going somewhere and feel like you're judged, you've only got your laptop, you've only got one screen, you can't really watch YouTube there, you can't play games there because you're on your hotspot. You can only do work, right? It's your purpose of being there is to do this, and until it is done, you cannot leave. So you're going to get it done, right? I never hear people talk about that, and just the ambience. Hopefully there's no screaming kids, but you can get a lot done. And if you follow a routine like this and implement the workloads like I've explained, you're going to be turned into a productivity machine. And one day of it is not going to help. A week of it sort of help. A couple months of it, wow, right? And I promise you the time goes quick. You implement, and day one will probably be a bit slow, day two a bit quicker, and then it'll pick up. And soon you'll look back and go, wow, I've been doing this for 6 months. Yes, look at what I've achieved. Thank you, Jamie. Okay. So anyway, guys, I appreciate you watching. I hope you like these kind of videos. This is the first one I've done here. I'm going to be posting every single day of August on this channel. Videos like this, videos where you can just go for a walk, put in your earphones, have a listen, and hopefully learn some new stuff, have a bit of mental clarity, unlock some XP from me, and yeah, have a great day.